Hello friends, Thomas Mayhew with eXp Realty Ohio. Hope you're doing great today. So I wanted to chat with you about mold, and actually the title of my article, because I do write an article almost every week, is that mold is everywhere. And it is. It's on your skin, it's on your face, I mean it's in the air, it's pretty much everywhere. It's fairly ubiquitous. But it's not something to really be feared normally. If you've got a compromised immune system or some sensitivities and things like that, well, that's a different matter. And I've had some sensitivities like that, so that's no joke. And actually, I recall a doctor actually buying a house, and his wife was very sensitive to molds, and they found mold in the house. They did a very sophisticated and expensive test, and they passed on the house and found another house that didn't have mold in it, or at least not that particular strains, or the amount of mold was significantly less. Now, I just want to chat with you about mold in general. So I used to live in Washington State, and over there on the wet side, on the west side, which I was on the dry side and the east side, but on the west side and the wet side, they did have a few highly publicized cases of black mold, and so then everybody was freaked out because, well, you watch that kind of media and they freak you out, and then you're freaked out, right? I mean, it's called programming for a reason, right? So anyways, so for a while, the inspectors and the realtors had to kind of deal with that and help people understand, well, just because it's black in color doesn't mean that it's the deadly black mold, because to be honest, there's 300,000 varieties of mold, as I understand it. There's about 90,000 or 100,000 that have been actually characterized, and 90% of molds are black in color, but they're not all the deadly black mold. So that leaves a lot of varieties that are just your average garden variety of mold, right? So, and a lot of times today, inspectors will use the term microbial activity, which is actually highly advised because they don't know for sure what it is. It might not even be mold. It could be mildew or something like that. So now, Ohio is fairly moist, and I've been in many homes that have mildew or microbial activity of some kind or another, and I have no idea what kind it is, and it hardly matters to me what color it is, actually. And if somebody has sensitivities or something like that, then there are tests that can be run. They can take a sample of the mold, they can take a sample of the air, send it off to the lab, send it back, and they'll tell you, hey, this is what kinds of mold you have in your home. It's good, it could be a good thing to do. And also, what about treatment? Well, they used to say use Clorox. It's a bad idea because basically it will kill some, but it could actually release some, more spores. So that has gone by the wayside. Now they're saying H2O2. I'm not claiming to be an expert on this. I've just picked up a lot of things from the inspectors over the years. So that being the case, you can do the test. If it's something bad, well, and you want it remedied, you can get it remedied. Okay, either you can do it, or maybe if it's bad enough, you might have the seller do it. The seller might have to do it because health and safety, right? Okay, so used to be sometimes microbial activities to treat them it was quite expensive. It's not so much now, and there's actually even a new company that actually has a sort of a fog. And if you need a reference for them, I can help you with that too. And so there's lots of options. And if there's anything you need having to do with real estate, residential primarily, but I do commercial, I do warehouses and different things like that. I have an engineering degree, and so I kind of enjoy the challenge of other things, land and so on, multifamily. It's all good. So let me know if I can help. Take care.